Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Sri Lanka. All right, let's just fix the camera here. There we go. All right, I am back in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan Sammi is live in Sri Lanka. Let's just make sure the sound is working. Yeah, everything looks good on the live stream. Thanks for joining me, guys. I am Sri Lankan Sammi, not Sammi in Cebu anymore. I was talking with Paul and Terry, and both of them are like, "Bro, what are you doing? Get back here." And I'm like, I know. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here in Colombo, Sri Lanka, and it is, oh my God, it is hot. It's so hot here. Like the humidity is 72%. And right now it's 30 degrees. It feels like 35. And during the daytime it feels like 40 degrees. It is so freak hot. So I made it back okay. Um, and I got set up. So today is Saturday morning. Friday night for my friends in North America. Late Friday, early Saturday for my friends in Europe, and early afternoon for my friends in Australia and New Zealand. Thank you for joining. I'm really happy you're here. Please comment, like, share, and let me know that you care. Today I'm going to talk about what I'm doing back, why I'm here, what's going on, and just give you a little brief catch up on what's going to be happening. I was going to go outside and do this, but I'm still just really tired from everything, and I want to get into a rhythm of work and life before I get back to doing live streams outside. So first thing is I landed on Thursday lunchtime. I landed here, local time. And it was a long day, long travel day for me. Not because it was a long trip, but because of the way the flight was. And because I love flying, I was so excited that, Tuesday night I didn't really sleep because I was so excited. Wednesday morning I woke up early, went to the gym, went to the beach, came back, took a nap. Wednesday I packed, then I met up with the guys for a goodbye drink, went to the airport at 11 p.m. So again, I was awake for the whole day, and the previous night I had barely slept, like maybe 6 hours. And when I got to the, plane took off at 2 o'clock in the morning, local time. So again, I'm up like, a long time, like 20 hours maybe. And I got a couple hours sleep on the plane. And then when we landed in Singapore, I'm running around, I did a live stream, I did a vlog. And then I get on the plane again, and I didn't sleep there. And I got home, I unpacked, put everything away, set up my home office, cleaned everything, did my laundry, rearranged my room, set everything up, got comfortable, and then Thursday night went to sleep. Not early, but because local time in Sri Lanka is 3.5 hours difference from Korean time, which is what time I'm living on. And I had to get up early for a class on Friday. And then I still had some things to do. I had editing to do. That was Friday. Friday night I had Friday I had 2 classes, and then another class late at night. So I went to bed right after. Even though my class was 10 p.m. Korean time, that was 8 p.m. Sri Lankan time. So I went to bed early last night, and I got up early today. So it's, I got 10 hours of sleep. So I feel really great now. So today after this, I'm going to go work out, and my new workout class session is really great. I'm wearing an older t-shirt I got from another YouTuber friend of mine in Thailand, and it's Go to Love Thailand. He's a great vlogger, excellent vlogger. You guys got to check him out. Darren, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I hope to see you tomorrow. Yeah, you're here tomorrow. I know I can't see you tomorrow. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is a no-go because I'm working till like all day. Thursday night, maybe. Friday, maybe. Definitely not Saturday. And then you're leaving Friday, I think, as I recall. So I think the only time I can see you is maybe on Thursday. I gotta check, and we'll talk after you arrive. All right. Hope to see you, brother, very soon. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Maybe a year since we've seen each other. So hope you're going to have a safe trip. Just as an FYI, you were mentioning about fuel issues. The president just announced yesterday that there's enough fuel to last till end of April. So, and there's tankers coming in every day, and Iran has already said that they will help Sri Lanka. Russia's here providing fuel. India just sent fuel. So I think without researching, I think that what's happened is that our government is our current government is being more proactive than reactive. That's the feeling I'm getting, that our current administration is much more in tune with forward-looking ideas and vision than the previous administration. That's just the feeling I'm getting from the news that I see. So, you know, whereas other countries such as Thailand and Philippines are having huge lineups and problems with gas and fuel supply, Sri Lanka doesn't, because the administration is proactive, and they're going to do things that are going to hurt the economy, but they're going to save the country. Yeah, prices are not that bad here compared to Philippines. The price in Philippines doubled, and people couldn't. And what that does is it prevents hoarding, because nobody wants to hoard expensive gas because you can't resell it because nobody wants to buy it. So here, people only buy fuel that they require or can afford, right? So that's a good thing. So, what can you do, right? There is no real solution to the problem that was caused by somebody else, right? You can only mitigate the situation. And that's a good thing, that the government is, working hard to ensure that the least amount of damage is done, and this kind of war can't last forever, or even a long time. It'll be over within the next little while, in my personal opinion. I mean, no Middle Eastern situation has ever lasted longer than a few months in the history of time. Okay, it's not history of time, but in the more recent history between the East and the West. Come on, some of the wars that lasted 6 days. It was so short that's what they called it. They called it the 6-day war because it was only 6 days long. I mean, you look at there'll never be a ground war. There'll never be anything like that. It's purely just, what it is. It'll end very quickly, like it always has. And then the world will return to normal. I mean, the markets were up yesterday. Gold was up yesterday. Oil was down. It's up and down every single day. And I'm not even bothering looking at the markets because it's all just silly at this point until things settle down. But anyway, I hope you have a safe flight. I am planning my return to Cebu. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. What I meant was non-ground wars. Non-ground wars. This is not going to be a ground war. Iraq and Afghanistan were ground wars. We're talking purely between, like, say, the United States and Iran last time, United States and Sudan, United States and Yemen, United States and whatever, Libya or whatever. Those regional conflicts don't last very long. When you have a ground war, yeah, obviously. I mean, look at Russia and Ukraine. That's what we're going on 4 years now. Yeah, but I should be specific. Middle Eastern limited conflicts, non-ground wars, don't last very long. This is not going to be in Afghanistan. The United States will not ever invade Iraq. That's just never going to happen in a million years. No human in their right mind would ever the political fallout from something like that would be insane. I have to fix this automatic positioning of my camera. Anyway, what is going on in my life? Let me tell you something. There are some serious positive things. First of all, I have started a level 2. So when I was in, from a health regime, when I was in Cebu, I started, as you guys know, working out every single day, 6 days a week, 3 days of weightlifting and 3 days of cardio with 1 day rest. And I was eating okay, but now I've gotten serious because I have more free time on my hands. Because I have, let me take a look at my schedule. Like, a lot of contracts are ending this week. So I have a lot of free time. Let's see. Yeah, starting next week, other than Monday at lunchtime, most of my classes are in early morning or late evening. So I have a lot of free time in the day to do things. And what I'm hoping to do is focus a little bit more on getting to that next level of my workout. So when I was in Philippines, what I was doing was exercising on a daily level, like you guys know. And then what I was doing was weights. So now what I want to do is focus on the internal, what do you call it? Fat reduction. So the muscles are huge. Like, I can't, my shirts are ripping because they're tight, because my upper body is huge. Now I want to get rid of the belly fat, which visceral fat takes forever to get rid of. But I want to lose a little bit more of the baby fat. I am consuming, so which means I got to focus on cardio. Now, cardio and eating right. So I have to increase my protein. I'm going to start taking a little bit of creatine. And depending on I have to go get a blood test to see where my vitamin D and my salt is. Okay, I have to check that, because I know my vitamin D is great because I sit in the sun for hours every single day when I was in Cebu. You guys saw that. But now here sitting in the sun is just really, really hard because it's so hot. I mean, we live on the equator, so it's really hard. But I do need to get out. And I'm going to do that when I do my cardio. So here's what I've put together. You guys know I use ChatGPT a lot, and this thing is incredible. So I inputted all of it. First of all, I have a paid license, so it remembers everything about, I don't have to keep telling it and reminding it. It knows my workout schedule. It knows the exact exercises I do because I copied and pasted a photograph of my gym app of the exercises I do. I sent it a picture of the equipment that I have. It knows what I eat. It knows that I fast. It knows my health record because I uploaded that information. So it knows all of this. And I gave it an exercise prompt or a healthcare prompt. And what it did was that it generated a best practices list of what I do on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, on each workout day. So it knows that on Mondays I do this, and it knows on Tuesdays I do that. So it set up a food eating schedule, a fasting schedule, an exercise schedule, and a supplement schedule. So it was really, really positive. And I told it what kind of foods I have access to. So I'm limiting my coffee. I have one enjoyable coffee in the morning, and then I'll have one no sugar coffee in the with lunch. I eat a lot of curd because it's got protein. Fruits, I'm reducing the amount of fruits, increasing the amount of vegetables, and blasting the protein, lean protein, chicken and fish. I told mom only chicken and fish every day, huge amounts of it, protein, 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 and tons of carrots, green vegetables, a tiny bit of potato, and like basically no rice. So starting today, Saturday, I had limited food, but I'm back. I took a rest on Friday and Saturday. Today's Saturday. I took a rest on Thursday and Friday. I didn't exercise, but I'm going to go back on Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to do cardio. So today I'm going to do the exercises I was supposed to do yesterday. Thursday, I got enough cardio because I walked and walked and walked. And I've increased my workout to 15,000 steps a day, which is what they say is the minimum for someone my age. I'm going to think about going to a gym, but here's the second thing I want to talk about. So first thing I'm focusing on is getting rid of some of my belly fat. I have gotten rid of a lot of it, but I want to go to the next step. And ChatGPT says that in the next 12 weeks, the 2.5 months that I'm going to be here, that I can probably lose several centimeters off, significant amount of centimeters off my belly if I do what I'm talking about. And it's not exercise, it's diet and exercise, lifestyle, right? And people say, okay, well, I dieted, but then, when I stop the diet, it comes right back on. Don't stop the diet. It's a lifestyle. This is the thing. I started fasting and it became just normal for me after a few months. It's not something easy. You have to have willpower. And let me tell you something, I have a lot of willpower. Second thing is no alcohol. I am now 100% off of alcohol. I used to drink once a week with like one drink or something like that. No more. I'm done. Done alcohol. I'm done going out. I'll go out maybe once every couple months. I kind of bored as hell going out. Okay, Josh. Hey, brother. How are you, Joshua? Joshua. Darren's in Australia. Joshua, I'm assuming you're in New Zealand. Welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for joining. It is early afternoon for you guys, or just after lunch, I'm assuming. So thank you for joining. To Joshua, that comment can mean two things. Trade the 6-pack of beer for a 6-pack of abs, or trade the 6-pack of abs for a 6-pack of beer. I'm pretty sure you're saying trade the 6-pack of beer for a 6-pack of abs. I don't want abs. I just want to be lean and I want to be toned. I don't want to be sculpted. Not at my age. Now, I'm pretty sure that after a year of doing this or 2 years where I become lean, it's not something that happens overnight. And this is what I told mom. She's like, oh, I was showing her how big my muscles have gotten and the shirts I ripped and everything. And I said, it doesn't happen in just 6 months, 5 months that I started working out. Let's say 4.5, 5 months. It takes years of work to get to that, So I've noticed changes. And that's the motivation that I'm having. Oh my God, the motivation to see what I can do to my body is incredible motivation. I can't wait. I actually wake up sometimes or go to bed sometimes with huge excitement of working out the next day. It's really great. I am drinking liters of water a day. First of all, it is bloody hot. So Joshua, Darren is asking, what's the price of diesel in New Zealand? So if you can let us know in yeah, Josh, I'm actually, yes, I have. And like I said, I was looking at ChatGTP to do some research for me. And I've done creatine before. So I'm going to be doing protein and creatine. Let me show you what ChatGTP said. Okay, let me offer up what it told me to do. So I have a very advanced version of ChatGTP that I have been using for years, and it knows everything about me. So creatine monohydrate, plain creatine monohydrate, no blends, no fancy branding, 5 grams daily every day. After workout, with your meal, and on rest days, take any time. Whey protein, whey isolate or concentrate, simple brand, no need for expensive stuff. 25 grams of protein, 1 scoop after workout or to fill in the gaps in your day. Not a lot though. And then it also suggested, without me even asking, magnesium glycinate, 300 grams at night, milligrams at night. Now I do have some leftover collagen peptides. It says you can use them. It's not going to do anything for your muscle. It's going to do more for your joints and your skin. And it's not going to affect you negatively in your exercise. Since you have them, might as well use them up because you paid for them. I hate wasting. It's one of the things that pisses me off so much is wasting. If I buy something and I don't use it, it just pisses me off to no end because it's like throwing up money out the window. I don't mind spending money on useless things, but I hate spending money and then not utilizing that. So it gave me a daily track of what I should eat, when I should eat it, when I should work out, etc., etc., etc. And it is such a good guide to doing what I'm doing. And then I have an app that helps me oh, Joshua, you're in Arizona. Is Wellington your last name or where you're from? Because I thought when you have Wellington that it is where you're from. I'm sorry. So Darren, he's not from New Zealand. He's from Arizona, USA. Has the gas price gone up there? So the other thing, Joshua, is that I may not be able to get brand names here. I know I can get creatine, but brand names, I doubt it. So, but I am going to get like, not the cheapest, not the most expensive, just one that looks like it is clean, like pure, clean, nothing. Ah, that's your last name. Okay, sorry about that. I assume that most people, well, Darren put his last name. So, you know, brother, let me tell you, part 3 of today's vlog is going to be my plans to return. Okay, so let's stick to the schedule I have. So exercising, diet, I've cut out sugar. I'm only consuming 1 teaspoon of sugar in the morning with my coffee. I'm having a Americano in the morning, and I have black. I don't have milk. I don't consume a lot of dairy. I will have I'll have coffee with 1 teaspoon of sugar in the morning and a tiny amount of fruit with curd. Now, curd, I don't know how to describe curd if you're not from Sri Lanka, because I never knew what curd was before I ever came. It's a coagulating milk curdling it, and I don't know, coagulated milk. So I guess I do take dairy products, but I eat a lot of curd because it's got protein in it. It's got salt in it. It's got carbohydrate. It's got a lot of nutrients in it, and it tastes good. I don't put any sugar. I used to put treacle, which is a kind of honey syrup, but I don't do that anymore. So I'm limiting the amount of sugar I take so that I have a negative intake of sugar. Because the less I take, the more my workouts will help. I've heard that word before. Let me Kefir is a fermented milk. It's a thin yogurt, whereas curd is like cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, right? So I just finished it. It looks like a very thick yogurt pudding, and it tastes like yogurt, but it's much thicker than yogurt. Like, it's solid. It is absolutely solid. So I would say it's like it's consistency of. It looks like tofu. No, it looks like yogurt that has gotten hard. And it tastes like yogurt, but a little less sweet. And I like its consistency and its taste, but it's got lots of protein. ChatGTP said, keep eating the curd because it's really good for you. It has lots of benefits: salt, carbs, protein, natural fats, things like that. Your body needs natural fats. So the fruit, I'm going to reduce a lot of it to just one time in the morning. It tells me when I should eat before and after workout. So eggs, ton of eggs after workout, protein shake, fasting, high protein meals. I've told Mom that, it doesn't matter whether there's salt or not in my food anymore because my body's going to absorb it. I'm not a big sugar guy, right? I've heard of xylitol, and it was actually used in a gum in Korea, and they called it xylitol with a Z. That was the brand name of the gum. But again, part of there's a many-prong approach to my next 6 months of living. And the first one is healthy diet and lifestyle. Second is financial. And I'm not going to go down the road of buying things just for the sake of trying this or trying that. So what I'm planning on doing is, instead of going out and buying things, number one, it's probably not available in Sri Lanka. And if it is available, I have to go all the way to Colombo to get it and then pay a premium for the importation of it. So it's just not worth it. That's one of the problems of living here in Sri Lanka, is the availability of products, because everything is imported in this country. Everything. We're an island. We don't manufacture those kinds of things. We import them. And then the importation taxes are huge. So, I could probably order it online from AliExpress and stuff like that, but what I'm thinking of doing now is going in the reverse of what I was doing in the past. I would treat myself to buying things. I'm going to stop that. So what I'm doing now is I am reversing, and in a financial sense, I am now scrimping pennies, because I did not think I was going to be living in Cebu this early. or living anywhere other than here this early. So my expenses are going to go up. I'm not on pension yet. I have financial stability and I have financial resources, but it's too early. It's 18 to 20 months too early. Almost 2 years too early for me. But the positive aspects of living there are just way too much for me to ignore. I've already put down a deposit on a condo, so I have to go. There's a what? I put down $400 deposit on a condo already. And I'll show you the video of the condo. It's a 1-bedroom. Oh my God. I can't wait. It's a 1-bedroom, huge. It's one of the biggest ones they have. It's 60 square meters, or not feet. Let me look it up. Hold on. What was it? The guy sent me a video of the layout, but not the actual condo, because there's people living in there. So you're going to see the video coming up on the video of the condo. I'm posting that April 3rd. So you'll see the condo video April 3rd. "56 square meters. It's a corner unit. Absolutely incredible. I'm just so happy with it. Yeah, Darren, you have family, you have obligations, you have a life that I never had. So for me, it's just me. I only have to worry about me. Joshua, I'm staying in the same building, the same condo that I was in before. I am at One Pacific Residence, Tower C, Mactan, Newtown. So I used to be in 12G. All right. Now I'm moving to a corner unit on the 14th floor. And where I was on the left side of the building, I'm now on the right side of the building. So I'm away from the condo next door swimming pool and their music, and I'm away from the parking lot where the water trucks come and pump water into the building. So, and my living room windows and my bedroom windows don't look into another condo. Nobody can see into my living room or bedroom. My balcony looks into another condo, but that is on the right-hand side. My front facing is absolutely incredible. Guys, can you just give me 1 second here? I gotta open the window. Or not open the window, the curtains. The sun is rising, so I gotta close the curtains.
Sam,
Yeah, I'm in the bathroom.
can you bring me my laptop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, just a second. Mom needs her laptop. Should be looking nice. Yeah. No, I have that. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about my food anymore except for lunch. That's all you gotta make me. Sorry guys. As usual. As usual, when I come home, first thing I do is IT work. I fixed her phone or cleaned up her phone. She got a brand new phone. And then her laptop. So Joshua, I'm assuming you either been to Mactan Newtown or you've heard the stories. Lots of cockroaches everywhere. And the issue is that it's been a problem for 10 years. And some of the places are just god awful. Like Robinson's, it's like a cockroach farm. I seen one or two, but I didn't shop there a lot after I heard this story. Terry went and grabbed a box of milk from the top shelf, and his arm was just coated in little cockroaches. They have a huge problem there. The place always smelled, and then I realized that was insecticide. So the whole complex has got a problem, right? And you can't really stop it because you can keep your place clean, but then it's all the other places, and there's a lot of empty units, and they just thrive in there. And it's not because they're dirty, it's because it used to be a swamp. It used to be a mangrove. So they're water bugs. They're not really cockroaches, they're water bugs. They're cockroach family, I think. I don't know. But they're not like the North American cockroaches, which are tiny and transparent. These are the big fellows like this, with like kind of like antenna and wings, right? So I have decided to go with a different property manager. So I was with one property manager, now I've moved to a different property manager, and their properties are managed for Korean clients, and Korean clients are much more picky. He said, I asked him, why should I go with you and not go with this property manager? And he said, well, because this is what we do. You know, that property manager deals with a lot of Filipino owners, whereas we deal with a lot of Korean owners, and they sell predominantly to Koreans and Airbnb and rentals. We have Korean speaking reps who deal with Koreans, and they have a higher level of need, which is why the price is a little higher than what you could get someplace else. So I ended up paying 32,000 pesos a month. They wanted 37. I negotiated down. I mean, they're probably BSing me when they said, oh, the previous tenant was paying 38. And I said, yeah, but I'm staying for 2 years. I'm guaranteeing you minimum 2 to 3 years. Okay. And the internet is postpaid. because they want to, because a lot of the clients want good internet, because again, Koreans. All right, Joshua, you pulled my chain. I'm going to show you what the condo looks like. Okay. This is what the condo looks like, but it's not on my floor. This is not my floor. This is this is a different floor, but exactly the same unit. All right, so you can see this is the living room. I have a neighbor to my left and no one to my right, because it's a hallway. So living room. This window looks straight out with no one looking in. Look at the size of this living room. I'm going to take this table and I'm going to put it up against the window so that I'm looking out into the ocean. And I took a bad picture, but there's no condos to the left or to the right, and no one in front of me. So I'm looking straight out into the ocean. And then the bedroom. Bedroom is huge. I'm going to ask, I don't know what kind of bed I have. Again, this is not the condo I will have, but look at the size of this room. It's huge. I'm going to get like a, right. So in this space right here, in this corner right here, I'm going to put a closet or a table or some kind of thing where I can hang clothes and stuff like that. Right here. I don't know what this is. I wonder what this is. Somebody hung something here. I think that's a mattress. Anyway, this is where the balcony is, and this is where I'll be looking. So the closest condo is right there, and I'll be looking into my swimming pool. That's my swimming pool. This is Tower B. And the closest neighbors are down here. They're not very loud. So if I open all of these windows, I'll have a good cross breeze. So this this bedroom has 2 windows on both sides, and they all open. And the kitchen, and then the bathroom. I don't like the bathtub, but I do like that it is a closed bathtub, wet area. I like that. And here's the interesting thing, a separate toilet. And then here's another interesting thing that I didn't realize. Watch this. An outdoor laundry room. Yay! I'll dry my clothes without worrying about them blowing away. That is really cool. So that is the condo that I'm going to get. Yes, it is pre-furnished, and when I get the video, or the pictures, I'll post that for sure so you guys can see, because I'm really excited to go. You know, I went to the Philippines with 32 kilos of checked baggage and about 7 to 10 kilos of carry-on. And Joshua, I'll answer your question about real estate agent in just one moment. And I came back with 22 kilos, 20 kilos of checked and 2 to 3 kilos of carry-on. I left a lot of stuff, 10 kilos or more, because I bought a lot of stuff with Paul. A lot of it was kitchen stuff, bathroom stuff, and clothes, and my monitors. I didn't bring my monitors back with me because I didn't need them. I'm actually probably going to take my 2 bigger monitors, because the monitors I took are 16 or 17 inch. I want to take these 32s that I have. And I'll probably take the stand as well. Because if I'm going to stay there for 2 years, I might as well have a good setup. I can't take my big 38 inch giant monitor. It won't fit in the luggage. I checked. I can't believe my luggage is so small. But this thing is 38 inches or 35 inches, right? So it won't fit in my luggage, which is 32 inches. And it's 10 kilos. It weighs 10 kilos. So here comes the trip details. Let's talk about that in a minute. Joshua, I am more than happy to give you 3 agents that you can talk to and you can decide who to go with. 3 different agents, okay? Not agents. Property managers. They actually manage properties. They own or control 50, 60, 70, 80 units across Mactan Newtown, okay? That is a better deal than going to a realtor who is just a broker, a middleman, okay? You're dealing directly with the person who you are going to be sending money to every week. Now, I will tell you this, that whoever you deal with, I will be getting a commission. Okay, so if you don't mind that, then I'll definitely give you a contact. And if you sign with them, I'll be getting a little bit of money, not a huge amount, but I will be, because again, I'm helping you guys. Now, it's not going to increase your cost because it's already factored into their cost. And let me tell you, I will help you negotiate a good price. I'll tell you what is a fair price for the unit that you're getting, and to negotiate depending on how long you're staying, what unit you're looking at, what view you're getting, etc., etc., etc. So let's see here. Now, returning to Cebu. I am on this frugal hunt of, you're not going to see me in Sri Lanka going to Negumbo Beach, maybe I will once. So in April, I'll go once just to treat myself. In May, I will go once to Bellevue Beach Club. And then I leave in June. Now, I have 2 options. I have a very generous friend in Korea. He's older than me. We've been friends for 18 years. And he always offers, and he has paid for my last time I came back to Korea for a week, he paid for everything. Twice. Was it twice? When did I stay in Korea? Oh, the first time I had to come back to renew my residency. It was a winter time, and he got me a hotel, he paid for everything, and he gave me spending money. I didn't ask for it, he offered it. So he has mentioned to me before, if you're coming, let me know, and I'll take care of everything for you. So I sent him a message yesterday that I'm thinking of coming to Korea in June. And here's why. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the best way to get back to Cebu. Normally what I do is I spend about I spend about $900 on a one way, $1,500 on a round trip ticket. Let's just talk one way. So I have a chance to go one way on Singapore Airlines to Cebu for $900. Okay. Hey, Paul, how you doing, brother? Yeah, they are water bugs, but they look like cockroaches, and I just don't like them. Nobody likes them, right? What's that?
Finish the
What do you need?
email.
So open up Google and go into Gmail. No. What's the problem?
Because I have to log in and they have to send me an OTP to my email which I can't log into. It's okay, you finish your.
It's going to be in. Give me your.
No,
Hold
it's
on,
okay.
guys. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on. One second. Now I have to show you how to use Daras. I moved one icon and she loses her freaking mind. I moved one icon, her Gmail icon. Paul is my best friend in Cebu, my neighbor, and great guy. My God, this man helped me so much in settling in and taking care of me. I loved it. Great advice, great friend, great man. Love you, brother. I miss you way too much. I was working out and it just wasn't the same. But anyway, how was that concert? Did you go to that concert that happened yesterday? I saw the pictures on the Mactan Newtown Facebook page. There was remember I sent you the link for that concert? So, by the way, it looks like the parking company is the same company that runs the ones outside. So the monthly, if you can find out what the monthly rate will be for motorcycles, outside they were charging 700 pesos a month versus 900 pesos if I kept a bike there every day and just paid the daily rate. I say 200 pesos. Not that big of a deal, but 700 is cheap. Okay. Anyway, Joshua, just to update you, I have not traveled outside of Cebu because this trip was more about my predominantly was about exploring the retirement mode. When I go back after I settle in and then I generate funds either through YouTube or working, then I will go on adventures. I won't go on adventures and get into debt. There's no reason to. I'm not an adventure guy. Number one, I need to have someone to go with. I don't like traveling alone. Number two, I've done it all. I probably will never go to Palawan because if I go to Palawan, then every other beach will suck after that. So like when I was in Krabi, we were living on one beach and it was okay. And then we went to another beach and it was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And we were like hated living where we were. So I don't want to ruin that feeling, right? So I will go to Bohol. I will go to Sigihur. I will go to Dumaguete to visit some friends there. I will go north, Banyan Island, I will do tours of Cebu Island with my motorcycle. So it's going to be an adventure. And hopefully I can get Paul to join and we can go on like a little like weekend trip up north or something like that on Cebu Island or Mobile for like a night and just, enjoy traveling together. So another thing is that Paul's girlfriend, Angel, is setting me up on a blind date with one of her friends when I get back. So that'll be an adventure in itself. I'm hoping turns out to be a positive experience because everything I've done with Paul has been a positive experience. Yeah, Bantian Island, as I've heard so many like insane things. And here's the thing, you don't have to go to like a tourist area. There are so many just beaches everywhere, right? Like just it doesn't have to be mobile. It just has to be like even Toledo probably has amazing beaches. Even like just going up north along the coast. I mean, there's beaches everywhere. You just have to find some place that you can be with someone that you care about and enjoy spending time with. That's what I want. So going back to Cebu, I have to take at least 30 kilos of luggage. Yeah, and I'll never go to Boracay because it's just too crowded, too crazy. But, and it's too far and too expensive and I just don't see the expense versus the result, right? I've been to awesome beaches. I live in a tropical island. So for me that's a vacation thing when you're like, you go and then you're like, you leave and you go back to your home country. For me to go from, say, Palawan or Boracay or whatever and come back to Cebu, it's like it doesn't make sense. And people are like, oh, you have to go home. It's so sad. No, I'm going from one tropical country to another tropical country. There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference. The only difference here is I don't have my friends with me and I don't live on the beach. And the beaches here where I specifically live are not swimmable. So getting back to Cebu, I have the option of going business class. I get 40 kilos of luggage on Singapore Airlines. I get status, I get points, everything like that, which is a nice thing to have. Now, the cost is $900 US, plus I have to buy a throwaway ticket for $50 from Manila to Macau, or next month, Cebu Pacific is offering one-way fares to Bangkok or Kota Kinabalu for I think it's $20. And the thing is, I can buy one of those online companies that gives you a throwaway ticket for $10 or $40. I don't want to risk it. I want a real ticket. So I'm going to buy one of these real tickets and just not show up. I'll send them an email and saying, I'm sick, please, I'm not going to be able to attend. So you guys can, I'm going to be a no-show. So just I can, avoid getting a black mark on my ID or whatever with that company. I'll just email them and say, I know it's a non-refundable ticket, but I'm not going to make it. So please don't worry about me. Resell the ticket or whatever that is. I don't want a refund. Just, if you can give me a credit, great. If not, then don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. So altogether, me going there will cost me $1,000. And I get everything I want, everything I need. Now, the other way I can do it is if my friend pays for my ticket and my hotel, and what he's done in the past is gives me spending money for a week. It would be great for me to go to Korea. see a bunch of friends that I haven't seen in 6 years. I mean, the only person I'll see that I haven't seen in 6 years is my friend Brad, my friend Johnny, a couple other people, but no one of any importance because Anuj I just saw like a couple months ago. Maybe he'll come to Korea. I doubt it. He's probably never coming back to Cebu, he said, but we'll meet up somewhere in like Bangkok or someplace or in Thailand. Maybe I can convince him to come to Korea to meet up. But I'm going at the hottest time of year, June. No, July is hottest, but June is hot. I go there for a week and then I fly from Seoul to Cebu on a cheap airline. But the problem is I'll have all this luggage. Oh no. Yeah, if he pays for my ticket, I will fly. I mean, he'll pay for business class and I'll fly. But then I will pay for a ticket and I could pay like, I think it was about $400 for an upgraded ticket on a cheap airline. So it still would cost me, like the way I figured it out is like going here, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. It all works out to be the same. The only benefit would be a side trip to Korea. I can get some banking taken care of. I can get some things taken care of over there. But the reality is that I'm probably just going to fly one way, business class, Singapore Airlines, like I always have, get my luggage taken care of. Because when you fly a cheaper airline, this is what I did. I calculated the cheaper airline. I got the better seat. I got the food. I got the priority boarding and all of that. I got the extra luggage, and it works out to be a couple $100 less than business class. Okay? Because that's where they get you is the plus, 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 right? So that's why I'm going to just go with what's simplest. And then also if I'm flying the cheapest airline, I mean, I could do it for under $500, but I wouldn't be able to take any luggage. There's just I wouldn't be able to take my monitors. I would only be able to take back what I brought with me. And I want to take back a few more clothes. I want more clothes. I want more swimwear, more t-shirts, more shorts, right? I want to bring more with me. And there's just no way I'm going to be able to do it if I have only 23 kilos. So when you fly business class, you get those extra perks that make the trip more comfortable and easier. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. So to pay for all of that and the fact that I have to pay for first and last plus security deposit. So I have to pay about $1,500 when I land. I'm going to transfer it before I get there, but by the way, Paul, I'm going to send you the information from my current property manager. She said that today, sometime, she's going to send me the utility bill and then let me know when you can come and pick up the cash. And then no rush, but whenever you have free time, you can contact the other property manager to drop off the money or the balance of my deposit. Oh, by the way, there's an older laptop in the carry-on bag. If you want to let Angel use it, there's an older laptop. It's not the most powerful laptop in the world, but it's a laptop, and it's I don't think it has. It's like there's nothing on it. It's a backup in case my laptop broke, and the power cord is in there as well. So if Angel wants to use it or whatever, or if your laptop fails, you have a backup laptop just in case. Okay. And if you want to use my screens, to connect to yours, just go ahead. I don't know if there are USB cable. I think the cables are in it. The power cables are there, and the HDMI cables are there, I think. Just check. If you want to use it, use it. If not, don't worry about it. But play around with it. Plug one of the monitors into your laptop and see how it works. It might be fun to try out an extra monitor, because honestly, if I bring these monitors, you can keep those ones and use them for your work. Having multiple screens really helped me with my productivity, especially my eyes. I need the big screen to be able to see everything. And I remember your laptop screen was a little bit smaller. Those screens, I think, are 16 inches. So they'll fit perfectly with your monitor. Anyway, just go through all my stuff and see if there's anything that you need. Just a duffel bag is just full of clothes. So don't unless you want to wear some of my clothes. But everything else, like the kitchen stuff, just please make sure, go through that kitchen stuff. And there was mustard and sugar and coffee. So and there's like vinegar and soy sauce and stuff like that. So just make sure to use that stuff, because I don't want it going bad. The mustard, I don't know if you need to refrigerate it or not. I'm not sure. So just one of them is open, one of them is not. And what else was there? There's sriracha sauce. Just use all of that stuff up. The salt and pepper and stuff, that'll keep forever. So just put that aside for me. The bathroom cleaners and stuff like that, use if you want. Not, it's not a big deal, but definitely the computer stuff, if you need to use it, please go ahead and play around with it. I don't mind at all. If you open up the laptop and it has a PIN number, let me know. I'll send you the PIN number. Anyway, mustard. Yeah, it's safer. I always put everything in the fridge. So anyway, planning on coming back is probably going to look like me, unless my friend offers to pay for my flight. It wouldn't make sense for me to go to Korea. And Paul, keep Terry on his toes. That man is a great man, but he lacks focus. I love it. He's always squirrel. He's like me, distracted. I love that about him. He's so not. I don't want to say focus. He's so random, because he has no cares in the world. He's so free, which is, again, also you, other than, obviously taking care of Angel, taking care of your business responsibilities. I mean, that's normal. That's what I have, or I hope to have. But, he's got nothing. Even his relationship is just very casual, which he loves. He doesn't have to worry about it. I love that about his life. I keep joking about him, and he says, did you, I don't know if he told you, but Bobby got in trouble yesterday at the pool. A woman complained about her thong, and the security asked her to put on a wrap. And then they asked where you were, where Terry or me were. That, they knew that Bobby was with us, and they asked where we were. Gosh. That's his only problem. I said, oh my God, your life is so hard if that's your only problem. So, health-wise, I am focused on taking care of the stomach and reducing weight. financially, I lost that contract, Paul. Remember, I was telling you the guy from Indonesia who wanted 90 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That would have been such a beautiful contract. Oh my God. He wanted a Korean teacher. Why didn't you say that when you originally applied, you freaking moron? I hate that where they change their mind. Now, the recruiter could be lying or trying to like make me, smooth over that they didn't like me, but whatever. And then 2 other contracts ended. So I lost 2 hours a week, but hopefully we're coming into the fall season, summer season right now, but over the next 2 or 3 months, I'm going to get more kid students because they're getting prepared for the August interview season. So June, July becomes very busy for me. So hopefully that'll help. Hey, one contract ends, another contract starts. It always works out in the end. It always works out in the end. So I always used to worry in January because all my contracts end in December. And always in January, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I've got no money coming in. And then February, all of a sudden, like 50 contracts show up. And I got to figure out which one am I going to take, which one I'm going to say yes to, which one I'm going to say no to before they're guaranteed, right? Because offers come in and then I have to like decide which offers I'm going to move to the second level, second process, like next step. There you go, guys. I've drank almost a liter of water in the last hour. And I'll probably do 3 or 4 of these a day, and it's only 8 o'clock in the morning. I swear, I probably drink 5 liters of water a day because it's so hot. But anyway, let me just send a quick message. Do it on WhatsApp. Sorry about that. So my plan for the first little while when I live in Cebu on my return is to see how can I live on as frugal a budget as possible, socially and mentally. Now, yeah, I could live in a much cheaper place. I'm spending about $600 a month. I could live 20% of that. I could live for $200 a month, but I wouldn't be living. I would be giving up social. I would be giving up the beach, which I love, which I would have to pay for. I'm not going to rent my motorcycle, and I'm not going to pay what the owner wanted 175 US dollars a month for a big motorcycle that I barely rode. So I'm going to tell him I'm going to pay you by kilometers. So I'm going to store it. I'm going to pay to store it underground, indoors. Okay. I'll maintain it. I'll do the oil changes and any repairs that are required. Because what happened now is that any repairs I minus from the rent. So I'm going to tell him I'm going to pay by kilometers. So I'm going to figure out a fair price for kilometers, and then I'm going to take a picture of the odometer and then say, okay, well, here's this month's odometer reading. And this is what I'm going to pay you. Wear and tear on the motorcycle. Because right now, today, it's just sitting, making no money. It's just sitting there. So, and he's owed a lot of money on that bike from the person who bought it from him. So, sorry guys, give me 1 second. I'm in the back.
Okay, bring any garbage you have. How?
Careful going around the edge of my bed. These things is hot like you don't believe.
Yeah, I have to find some thing that can go in there to fix it.
The phone. The phone I use. Alright guys, it's garbage day today, so mom's collecting garbage. Anyway, I think getting back to Cebu and living there frugally is the best option because, like I said before, I don't have the pension yet. Until I get the pension, so I'm going to limit my expenses. So I'm not going to get, I don't need medical care right now. I will eventually. So I did go on traveler's insurance, but general day-to-day healthcare, I'm not going to need it. I have access to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of funds that I can use in the event of a critical accident or something like that. I don't want to have to use it, but that's what insurance is for. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. I have to really think about it. It's an extra $100 a month. It's not a lot for peace of mind. So it's a cost that I don't need, but I should probably get. I'm not going to get it until I land in Cebu, because I'm going to get it from a local provider, but once I arrive in Cebu, I'm going to look at some other providers to see which one has the best. According to the research I've done, they're all practically the same. The prices are not that different. Obviously, for many reasons, the prices won't be different. And when it comes to health insurance, the number one thing is that they pay my hospital directly. My hospital bills them directly. I don't have to pay up front. Maybe I'll get a deductible that'll reduce my costs. But I have to look at what my monthly costs, what my yearly costs are for my general services versus how much I save. So let's say, for example, I spend $100 every time for blood work. I do blood work 3 times a year. That's $300. Let's say a few other times I go, so I'll spend $500 a year on general medical care. No vision, no dental. That's not covered. I don't need that. Vision, I go every 2 years. Dental, I go every 6 months. It's $20 to get my teeth cleaned. It's 1,000 pesos, which is about $15. I can pay that out of pocket. To get my eyes tested, I'll pay that. Don't worry about it. So if I spend $500 a year on general health care and I get a deductible and I can save more than $500 a year, then I'll do it. But I doubt I'll save more than $500 a year by having a deductible. Maybe $100 is what I'll save, or $200. I think it's a 25% reduction, which is like $200. That's not worth it to me. So having a deductible probably isn't worth it. I have to do the physical calculations for like worst case scenario and average general. I know what I spend on medical care, so I have to look at that. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is that people say, having living a frugal life isn't living life. And what do I always say? Learn to live life. Don't let life live you. It's true. But there's something to be said for living an extravagant life outside of your reality. Don't live an Aston Martin lifestyle if you're a Fiat. Okay? Live within your means. And then live below that and and have an emergency fund. I'm going with 3 months worth of cash as an emergency fund. Paul, the bank never followed up with me. I messaged them. They never followed up, so they ghosted me. So what we'll do is when I come back, if you can contact your friend to help me get set up, I will come with the US dollars cash in USD, which is what they asked for in the first place. And I'll come with all of my tax records and my banking records so that it's well established. And I'll come with my lease. So we'll go like after the first week or so like that, and we'll go and take care of that. So just see if your contact is available. If not, we'll just go to the main branch in Cebu maybe, or whatever you decide. We'll talk about it later. Okay, no worries about it right now. Or as you said Again, we're not going to talk about it right here, but what we discussed, remember that the backup plan, we can do that, okay? So living frugally in Cebu, what does that look like? Well, the extra expenses that catch up with you, that are like, you don't think about it, is buying the occasional juice, buying the occasional croissant or whatever from the street. So like, not the street. So for example, I'm walking to the beach and I stop by the hotel and I grab a coffee and a croissant. That's $8. If I do it every 2 days, because I go to the beach every day or every other day, and sometimes I'm a little peckish, that's $120 a month. Okay, buying a juice or 2 juices at the bar, at the beach bar, that's $5. There's $100 a month. There's $250 right there on just nothing. I can grab a bread from the bakery for 50 pesos, 25 cents. Okay. I can take a bottle of water, or I can actually swap it out for a bottle of coconut water, which is even better, right? And save myself $250 a month on wasted, unnecessary expenses. Alcohol. Go to the bar to hang out. You order a drink. Nope. Just have a soda water. It's 100 pesos. It's 100 pesos is $1.50. I'm not drinking anymore, so that's going to be easy. Now, I used to do Red Bull and soda water, but I'm going to cut that out too and just do soda water. Not going to buy coffee out. Well, I don't buy coffee out a lot. I used to do instant, but eventually I'm going to buy a good coffee maker. So the coffee, because I can't drink coffee that much anymore, maybe I'll hold off on that and do it as a Christmas gift for myself or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But these extra expenses don't benefit your life. They are nice to haves. They're not need to have. The nice to have is the fact that I can go and sit at the beach every single day for free. The fact that I can meet new people every single day for free. The fact that I can walk around and socialize and see people and be in groups for free. That there are free concerts, free events, free everything around where I live. It's just incredibly beautiful. I just don't need to spend. It's all included in my rent. That's the thing. If I got a cheaper place, I would have to transit to go someplace. And that takes time out of your day. You have to pack and leave. You have to go. You can't carry everything with you because you have to have either a taxi, a jeepney, or a motorcycle. You have to pay for parking, blah, blah, blah. It's a pain in the butt. So I think that the living frugally isn't mean living like a hermit. It means living smart and not spending money on things that you like to have but don't need to have. In the past, I used to be all about treat yourself. You know, you only live once, but the most important thing right now for me is to manage my finances in a way that allows me to come ahead. And that if I want to go take a trip, and if I want to fly to Bangkok for a week and fly premium economy and stay in a nice hotel and meet up with friends, I can do that. I have the funds to do that. I'm not gonna have to put it on a credit card and amortize it over 6 months. No, I have the cash. Let's buy it. Let's go. That's living life, not letting life live you. not having to dip into my emergency fund. I never want to touch that. That emergency fund is for emergencies only. Yeah, I think that that's a pretty good summation of what's going on in my life right now. What are the plans? The plans are to focus on getting back to Cebu, focus on my health, not stress out, and just live life. Currently, we are currently, what are we? Wow, the air quality is so bad today. We're currently 76 days till my return. 76 days till my return. 174 days till Sarah comes, but she might want to go to Vietnam, to Phu Quoc. She said that. And I said, yeah, no problem. I can fly from Cebu to Vietnam. It's not going to be a big deal for me. 271 days till my birthday, 21 months till my retirement day, and 32 months until I return back to Sri Lanka. My plan is to stay in Cebu for 2.5 years. My limit is 3 years. So I'm going to stay for 2.5 years and come back for Christmas of 2028. Christmas and New Year's 2028, 2029. So that I'll spend that with family. My dad will be 90. My gosh, 90, 91. And then I can go back after a month or so and then reset my 3 years. And then every 3 years at that time is when I'll come back. So I'll say 2 years, 11 months. But in those 2 years or 3 years, if I go to Vietnam or Bangkok or something like that, that resets. So it's not a big deal. Let me talk to you about what I've estimated my budget at. So my previous 6 months, which included 3 months of partying, okay, and costs, which I didn't plan on incurring, like having 2 condos at one time because I didn't want to live in the place I was living at. I averaged about $1,700 a month for the 6 months I was in the Philippines. Now, according to what I estimate, based on my previous living costs, because I know what my costs were, I expect to pay about $1,300 a month. That's living not frugally, but living without going crazy. No alcohol, no extra juices and stuff like that. And if I do once a month, $100 on like a trip, that's fair. Like riding a motorcycle to Mobile or up north and getting a small hotel, not a 5-star, like just a little villa for me and whoever wants to join. They're cheap. They're cheap. You can even do glamping. I'm not, but you can. The motorcycle club did a Mobile trip and they said they spent $35 per person to stay in villas. It's really cheap. So yeah. All right, so I'm going to wrap things up. Yeah, I think $1,300 a month is more than enough to spend, and that's what um, I currently earn more than that a month. So unless I lose all of my contracts, like I said, I have 3 months to 3 months of emergency funds available. So that shouldn't be a problem. Uh, let's see. Anything else? I'm gonna wrap things up today and tell you guys that I'm so happy to be back home, but I cannot wait to get back to Cebu. It is my one mission in my life right now. So I want to say thank you to you all for joining. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing, etc., etc. And remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be supportive. Be helpful. I want to say thanks to everyone. Oh, I totally forgot. I got a troll on my comments. This guy posted 3 different comments disparaging me and commenting on what a loser I was, etc., etc. I deleted and blocked and everything like that, which is strange because you have to actually subscribe to my channel and you are restricted from commenting for 1 week. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Angel. I miss you too. I was going to post on your Facebook and say hi, but I'm glad you're here. I really hope that you take care of yourself, okay? Go to the gym, exercise, eat right, don't drink too much, and keep Paul healthy until I get back, okay? That's your number 1 job, is to keep yourself and Paul healthy until I come back. And then we can go, to the beach, we can go to mobile, we can go on motorcycle trips, we can have some fun. And when you introduce me to Sheila, we can all go together. So this troll, and I've told you guys this before, the internet is not anonymous. It's not. I found out who this guy is, and he's the biggest loser I've ever seen. He still lives in the same. I'm not going to dox him because that's not what I do. But he still lived. I found his profile and I found his Facebook and his Instagram, and he's old and he's fat and balding and not a very attractive man. He's single, still lives in the same town he grew up in. He's a collector of memorabilia. What? I'm sorry to say this, but in my personal opinion, a loser. And it's so funny that he takes the time to attack me, like not once, not twice, but 3 times. I find it just hilarious. And he tries to make it I know who you are. I wrote down all your personal information, your email address, your phone number. I know what city you live in. I don't know your address, but I could easily find out. I have a screenshot of your house, and I could geolocate that very easily. I just chose not to. But I have your phone number, your email address. I didn't go deeper into where you work or what you do. If you do work, you look like you don't. You look like you live on socialist system, and he's American. Not to say that Americans are like that, but he's from America, which is my demographic. And I think he's like in his late 40s, early 50s. Did I get his birthday? I can't remember whether I got a lot of personal information about it. And I've told you guys before that I'm a white hat hacker. So I have access to not only the dark web, but something called the deep web, where I can find everything about anyone. You give me half an hour and I can find out everything about you as if I was you. Anything you do online never disappears. Every website, every keystroke is recorded forever. Darren, you are the best, man. I love you. I love you. You mentioned before how I can put up with people. It's how I put up with you. I don't care. Honestly, I love you for the positive things that you are. Nobody is perfect, not even me. I am by far not the perfect person, but I love myself for who I am. And I see in other people the things that I love about them. And I'm not going to change them. And I'm not going to berate them for being what they are. And I've said it before, especially Terry and I are polar opposites. And I hope that he sees, and I mentioned it to him. I said, listen, I know you have opinions and they border on anger because the way you speak is kind of like in an angry way. He says, yeah, I noticed that. I said, does it really help you? Because look at where you are and look at what you're living and look at the life you have. And you've said it to me before that you are so happy you met me because you've now living life. I said, why bring that anger with you from North America? And he says, you're right. And I said, and Darren, that's how I put up with people who I don't necessarily agree with. I don't put up with it. I see the beauty of each one person, right? I see the beauty in them. I see the love that they have. And I see what I like about them more than what I disagree with them. Terry and I will never agree on certain things. I do agree with him in certain things, but I don't agree in the way to express it, right? And what I say is this, it's like, follow my example if you wish to. If you don't, great. I still love you because I said to Terry, we can disagree on so many things, on actions, but we'll always agree on how good it feels to look at a beautiful woman, how good it feels to eat a good meal, how amazing it is to go work out, and how life is best lived with friends. And on that, I'm going to wrap it up today and tell you guys, please be good to each other, be kind, be supportive. And if you're going to be critical, offer a solution. That's the best way to be friends. And remember, we're not just friends. We're not just... and remember, we're just friends who haven't met yet. That's what... Why do I forget what I was saying? And we'll see you all on the other side.